Welcome back, folks. You're watching Sport Federation TV. It's time now for us to shift our attention to fencing. Of course, as you know, fencing in the Western Cape has been going from strength to strength. Of course, getting international colors, a lot of athletes coming through the ranks. We've had, of course, the twins on studio with us, the Yantolo twins, Patrick Collins, the former president of Western Cape Fencing. And we're going to carry on talking about fencing now. We've got Caden, Sampson, and Athi Vuntu in studio with us. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, JP. Thanks for having us.
First time for you guys in studio with us?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get straight into it. Caden, you're training at Cape Fencing Club.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And Athi, you're at Blues Fencing Club.
Yes, I'm at Blues.
So you train at the same venue as the Yantolo twins.
Yes.
and
Ewan
Kruger. Ewan Kruger, and I believe he's just got a medal. Is it at the
Commonwealth Games? He got the silver medal in under 20. Obviously, he's under 17.
Yeah.
So in under 17, he finished up 8th, and in under 20, he finished up 2nd, which is he got the silver.
That's great. I mean, you guys are just, you guys really, I mean, look at you guys here. You're sitting in your Protea gear, your university gear.
Yeah.
I mean, Caden, from a fencing point of view, you guys are obviously performing as high-performance elite athletes and really shining. I mean, you guys, how does that work for you?
Yeah, it's great to see guys doing really well internationally. I mean, Evan getting that silver medal at Commonwealth Champs. I don't know if you know, there's a guy based in Joburg, Harry Sainer, who's recently qualified for the Olympics. So it's great to see guys and girls that are excelling internationally. And it obviously motivates all of us to work harder and push to get to that same level. Yeah.
Athi, I mean, fencing is not a mass participation sport. It must be quite challenging though to get to the level that you guys are at. You must be doing endless amounts of training.
Yes, I mean, with fencing, it's not like other sports like soccer, rugby. It's not like popular, especially in South Africa. I mean, having to stay in the townships and traveling from the townships to the training venues. Yeah, it's quite an effort.
Yeah. So when you guys are training, Caden, we've seen you guys training at some of the clubs. But how many times a week do you get to train? I mean, especially when you're pre-competition, do you up your game, or is it?
Yeah. So my club that I'm based at, we unfortunately don't have access to a permanent venue. We have it on a part-time basis.
Right.
So we actually only get to do sparring sessions 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
The club has recently taken up new ownership, and so we are working towards getting more days of training.
Yeah.
But obviously you do train on your own at home, just like in boxing and in other sports. You can do stuff at home. You can work on your footwork, target practice. You can obviously go to gym, strength and conditioning.
Well, I was going to ask, do you guys do additional training? Do you go to gym? Do you have to think about your eating and your nutrition and that?
Yeah, you have to think about the nutrition and going to gym. I mean, at Blues, we used to have our own strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah.
It's just that she left, and then now we do it on our own. And obviously, I'm a qualified coach, and I also do these kind of activities. And
When someone joins you from a fencing point of view, I mean, you're a coach. I think both of you guys are coaching, right?
Part-time.
Part-time, you're both coaching. But you've got experience in people joining a club. What's the first thing that you get the fencing guys to do? Is it about knowing the weapon, or is it about your footwork? What's the first thing that a member of the public, if they join you, can expect when they join a club?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, weapon and footwork.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna teach a new person, or maybe a beginner, we call it a beginner, you have to teach them from the stretch. I mean, from how to do the on guard, which is the stance, on how you prepare yourself, and obviously the stepping in and stepping out, on how you can maneuver your footwork, and then obviously the weapon will be there. I think the last thing that you show them, because you first teach them how to go in and out with the footwork, then you can teach them on how to handle the blade.
Yeah. You guys got more than one weapon. And if I remember correctly, it's a foil, it's an épée, and one more.
A saber.
Yeah. I wanted to go there, but I thought I'm probably going to get it wrong. Do you guys train all three blades, or do you specialize in one?
So typically people do specialize, but there are people that do all three. But it's really a personal preference. I mean,
what's your personal preference?
I do foil.
Yeah.
I've been doing foil my whole life. I started in 2010 when I was 6 years old. I'm 21 now. I've been doing foil my whole life. I did dabble a little bit in épée for like a month or two, but that wasn't for me.
So are they all the same in terms of it's the electrical current that shows the scoreboard?
So yes, but at the same time, no, because they also have different sets of rules. So there's something known as right of way, which determines who gets a point. So those apply to foil and saber. Épée, on the other hand, is simply whoever scores a touch, being a hit or whatever, gets a point. So there can be 2 points awarded at the same time.
What about competition? How often do you guys enter competition? I see you proudly wearing your Protea gear there, and you wearing your university sports gear. How often do you get to play in the competitions or compete?
Competition is very it depends on maybe we're doing nationals, or maybe opens, or maybe we're doing international competition.
Yeah.
In order to qualify for international competition, you have to at least rank in the top 5 in the country, right? And obviously in the Western Cape, maybe you're gonna be number 1, number 2, or number 3. But when you go to a national competition, it depends which rank you are at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you compete locally? Do you guys compete like a club against club, or is it inter-club, like Blues against Cape Fencing? Do you guys compete against each other ever?
We haven't, but sometimes that does happen. Like, I mean, you'll have sometimes UCT versus Stellenbosch Fencing Club, or Blues versus Stellenbosch, Cape Fencing Academy versus Stellenbosch, whatever.
Who's the best? Who's the top club? Are you guys, is that an unfair question?
No, obviously, I mean, it is an unfair question, but it depends on how many club members do we have.
Yeah.
Like at Blues, we have more than 70 active athletes, which is members. Yeah. I don't know about Cape Fencing, but also UCT also has quite numbers of fencers.
Yeah.
And also Stellenbosch.
What's a good age to get started for someone who's watching and they're thinking, I want to come and join the Cape Fencing Academy, or I want to join at Blues or one of your schools? What's a good age to get started?
So that really, there's no good age really, but I mean, I started when I was 6 years old. People start when they're 10, when they're 13.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even start, we had a guy start when he was 30. I mean, so there is no good age to start really.
And is there room for fencing if you're becoming a fencer? Is there room? Let's say you're starting to get to the end of the game, but do the guys then start coaching or stay in the picture?
I mean, there's plenty of rooms in fencing. You can become a coach. You can become a fencer. You can become a referee. You can become a DT. You can become an armorer. There's a lot of
of different
pathways. Pathways in fencing.
And for you, what's your top tournament that you've competed in? Where?
I'll definitely say University Games last year.
Yeah.
That competition was mind-blowing for me. It was my first big world event. I actually got to compete and train with the reigning Olympic champion, which was like, for me. Amazing. He was a very down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
He's very good though. I didn't do so well there because in the training building up to it, I had a little bit of an injury, but I mean, I was still able to compete, and I was very happy for that. It was a great experience. Great experience, because even in the team event, we got to fence against the best country in the world in the history of the sport, being Italy. And that too was like, we got destroyed, but I mean, I had fun. I don't know about the other guys.
What makes them so good? If you say Italy best in the world, why are they the best?
So each sort of major country in fencing has their own like philosophies and that. The Italian philosophy happens to be, I'm going to say, the best in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Olympic record will say it's the best too.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's the way they see the game. It's the way they understand and analyze the game. It's the way, it's just different. I mean, I was very fortunate to go to Italy last year on a training camp for like a week. And I actually got to meet with some of these guys that I was competing against and train with Olympic champions and just get an insight into the Italian system, their philosophy. It was great. It was a real big eye opener for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Athi, if somebody like me wants to start fencing, what do I need to do? Must I get some equipment? Do I need tackies or shorts? How do I get started?
Yeah, with fencing, obviously you can't fence in your jeans.
Okay.
You have to have like a short pant, like a tracksuit,
Yeah.
with running shoes or training shoes, the one that are comfortable. You can't fence with a formal shoe. And also, when you start going to the club, register, and obviously you're gonna go there because we don't actually get the weapon at the first day and you play
Yeah.
unless you wanna try it. But first you must get used to footwork,
Yeah.
and then your eye and hand coordination. Then you're good to go.
Quick last question. If I do want to join, or anybody who's watching the show now wants to join Blues or wants to join Cape Fencing Academy, what's the best way to sign up? How do you get in touch?
So, I mean, for us, you can Google us for capefencingacademy.com.
Yeah.
All the details will be on there. Our club secretary, you can send him a message directly. We also are on Instagram. We're getting a Facebook soon.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to contact us through there. I'm not sure about Blues, but I assume it's more or less the same.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for that. Fantastic having you guys in the studio. You look amazing.
Thank you.
And it's incredible to see that Western Cape fencers from local guys are doing so well at a national level and an international level. And we can't wait to get you guys back in the studio. So looking forward to next time.
Thank you,
Yes,
JP.
Thank you.
Appreciate
It's
it.
good to be here. And also at Blues, we also have Instagram page, Blues Fencing, Blues Cape Town, and also Facebook. And you can also check us on our website, which is Blues Cape Town.
There we go, folks. Western Cape Fencing, getting from strength to strength and making sure that they're flying the flag for fencing, fencing in South Africa. That's a wrap from us tonight. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic sporting weekend. Bye-bye.